folks, your favorite Uncle Clay is back, and today on Talk Yo Clay, we're digging into something spooky. So without further ado, here are the top 10 towns that literally vanished without a trace. These aren't just places with a for sale sign. We're talking full-on, everybody left ghost town vibes, so grab your popcorn and let's get weird. Coming in at number 10, we have Centralia, Pennsylvania, in the good old USA. Picture this. A coal mine fire started underground back in 1962, and guess what? It's still burning today. The entire town is basically one giant non-stop smoke machine, but without the fun party or cool laser lights. The ground is hot. The air smells like a barbecue nobody was invited to, and giant cracks open up in the streets. It's a real-life Silent Hill, and if you're wondering what this smoky wonderland looks like, here's an image of it in real life. Yeah, not exactly a tourist hotspot unless you're into carbon monoxide poisoning. At number 9, let's visit another American classic, Helltown, Ohio. No, I'm not making that name up. The government decided to evacuate everyone in the 1970s to create a national park, which never actually happened. So what moved in instead? According to local legends, it's a delightful mix of mutants, ghosts, and various cults. The housing market there is fantastic, provided you're already dead or have a thing for glowing eyes peering at you from the woods. Sounds like a great place to settle down, right? And just so you can see where you might spend your afterlife, here is an image of it in real life. Spooky, isn't it? Next up at number 8, we jet over to Pripyat, Ukraine. You might know its more famous and much more radioactive neighbor, Chernobyl. Pripyat was a bustling city of nearly 50,000 people until one fateful night in April 1986. After the nuclear disaster, the entire city was evacuated in just a few hours. They left everything behind. The most haunting sight? A giant Ferris wheel in an abandoned amusement park, still waiting for its very first rider. It was scheduled to open just days after the disaster. Talk about bad timing. And for those of you curious about this nuclear ghost town, here is the image of it in real life. The silence there is deafening. Sailing over to number 7, we arrive at Hashima Island, Japan. This place was once one of the most densely populated spots on Earth. It was a thriving coal mining community packed onto a tiny island, but when the coal ran out in the 70s, everyone shipped out, leaving behind a concrete jungle to rot. The whole place looks like a forgotten map from a Call of Duty game that no one ever asked to play. It's just crumbling buildings and the sound of the sea smashing against the shore, a concrete ghost floating in the ocean. And to give you a better idea of this sea-beaten fortress, here's an image of it in real life. It's both fascinating and incredibly eerie. For number 6, we head to Dhanushkodi, India. This was a busy pilgrimage and fishing town on the tip of a peninsula. But in 1964, a massive cyclone decided to completely wipe it off the map. We're talking 20-foot waves that washed the whole town away. All that's left are skeletal ruins, shifting sands, and a whole lot of legends. In a bizarre twist, the post office is supposedly still considered operational, even though it's just a ruin. I guess you can still mail a letter to a ghost. And if you want to see what remains of this lost land, here is an image of it in real life. Nature really showed who's boss here. Cracking our top 5, at number 5, we find ourselves in the desolate chill of Kadykchan, Russia. This was a Soviet-era coal mining town in the middle of nowhere. After a couple of nasty explosions at the mine and the general collapse of the Soviet Union, the town's fate was sealed. The government basically cut off the heat and water and told everyone to get out. It's so empty and bleak now that even the bears, who will live almost anywhere, have decided to pass. When the bears say nope, you know it's bad. And for a glimpse into this frozen wasteland, here is the image of it in real life. The word desolate was invented for places like this. At number 4, we're back in the USA, visiting Bodie, California. This was the Wild West dream, a booming gold rush town where people flocked to get rich. At its peak, it had saloons, gunfights, the whole 9 yards. But when the gold dried up, so did the town. What's incredible is that it's now a state park, preserved in a state of arrested decay. That's just a fancy way of saying nobody's allowed to dust or clean anything. It looks like the residents just stepped out for a minute, over 100 years ago. And so, you can see this perfectly preserved ghost town for yourself. Here is an image of it in real life. It's a literal time capsule. Now, for our top 3. Coming in at number 3 is Kolmanskop, Namibia. Imagine a fancy German town with grand houses, a hospital, and a ballroom, all plopped right in the middle of the desert. Why? Diamonds. This place was swimming in them, but once the diamond field was exhausted, everyone packed their bags and left. Now the desert is reclaiming the town, house by house. Sand dunes have literally swallowed the buildings, filling rooms from floor to ceiling. The only thing mining there now is the tumbleweed. And to see this incredible sight of desert devouring a town, here is the image of it in real life. It's beautiful and haunting all at once. Our runner-up at number 2 is Oradour-sur-Glane, France. This one is different. It's not abandoned because of money or nature. It's a scar left by history. During World War II, the entire village was destroyed and its inhabitants were massacred. After the war, French President Charles de Gaulle ordered that the village be left exactly as it was, as a permanent memorial. The burnt-out cars, the crumbling buildings, everything is a silent testament to that horrific day. It is a chilling, sobering place. This is not your ideal Airbnb destination. It's a place for reflection. And to understand the gravity of this memorial, here is the image of it in real life. The silence speaks volumes. And finally, the number 1 town that vanished without a trace is Plymouth, Montserrat. This was the vibrant capital of a beautiful Caribbean island, a real paradise. Then, in 1995, a long-dormant volcano decided to wake up. Over the next few years, a series of massive eruptions buried Plymouth in more than 40 feet of ash, mud, and rock. The entire southern half of the island became an exclusion zone. Locals now call it the Pompeii of the Caribbean. So how about a beach vacation where the sand is actually volcanic ash and the hotel is, well, buried? And to show you the sheer power of this volcano, here is an image of the buried city of Plymouth in real life. A tropical paradise, lost, and that's our list. 10 places that prove that sometimes towns can just disappear. It's a wild world out there. Thanks for hanging out with your Uncle Clay on Talk Yo Clay. If you enjoyed this trip into the strange and forgotten, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Until next time, stay curious.